Welcome back to Rocky Mountain Gardens. My name is Mary, in case you're new here at my channel, and today is July Flipping Friday. Today we are going to be doing two projects. These are things that I'm making for my garden or redecorating for my garden. And as a reminder, Flipping Friday is always hosted by Jaime over at Board or Bananas. Check out her channels. And also I will have a playlist down below for you so you can get more inspiration and ideas for projects for your own home. So friends, here we are over at my daughter's house, and it is a big mess in this side yard, as you can see. When they bought this house, this side yard was used by the previous owners as a storage place for their trailer, and so they put down all of this rock, and of course, you know, all these weeds are growing in the rock, and volunteer aspen trees, quite a few. So I'm going to be using a part of a tree over on this side. This tree right here has a pretty thick trunk, and I'm going to cut it down, cut off all the branches, and use it for a post for the sign I'm going to be making. I am using my garden saw to cut down this small tree. It didn't take long at all. And then I'm dragging it over here, and I have my lopper, so I'm cutting off the larger branches with that. It goes very quickly, as you can see. And then I'm taking my smaller clipper and getting those little tiny branches off. And lastly, cutting the end so that now I have a perfect post and very rustic looking to use for my fairy garden sign. Well, friends, here are my 5 signs that I got from the Dollar Tree, of course $1 each. And they all come with this hanging twine, and it's stapled onto the back. I don't want that because I'm actually going to, I'm not sure, nail or screw these into the tree posts that I'm using. So what I did is I removed the staples off this first directional sign, and now I'm going to get busy and do the remaining 4. I was very happy to see that these staples came out of the sign very easily. That was a great thing to happen and made my job much more easy. And here I am starting with my first sign. I painted each one a different color, so I had 5 signs and 5 colors. And this just went very fast, although I had to paint first the one side and then the back side, you know, letting them dry in between. But no problem. I just did 1 coat on each sign, and I love all the colors that I picked. Next, I'm moving on to painting in the script of the 5 magical lands that I wanted to include for my fairy garden sign. And guys, what I did was I went to Pinterest and looked up fairy garden signs, and there I found a lot of examples. And so I chose the names of the, you know, stories that I wanted to include in my design. And then I had my iPad right next to me with the pictures up of a close-up of each one of the names with the script that they used. So a little later you'll see the 5 signs complete, and you can see each one has a unique script. And I have to say, this was one of the most nerve-wracking parts of this project, because I've never hand painted uh, letters on anything before, and so I was quite nervous. I used a paintbrush that had a nice sharp point, and I think they turned out really, really well. So here they are, all 5 of them. And you can see the 5 colors I used for the sign itself, and then I changed the color of the lettering on each one. And you might notice I have a nail stuck into each sign. I had pre-drilled those signs, and then here I am just taking that same nail, placing it on my aspen tree post, and hammering them right on in. It was a fast and easy thing to do. I really encourage you trying this. It's so much fun. Here's the small hole that I dug in my fairy garden area, and this is where I'm going to place the post with my magical signs on that. Because I'm under my large blue spruce tree, there's just a ton of roots here, so I had to use my small trowel to dig this hole. I think it's at least 8 inches deep. I'm not going to concrete this sign in because, you know, it may be temporary, I'm not quite sure. But in any case, it's all ready now for me to place my sign right in that hole. The very last part of this project is to spray my signs with this matte clear Rust-Oleum 2 times Ultra Cover to protect them from the weather. So we'll just get started on that right now. Spraying while the sign was standing up made my job easier because I could do the front and back side of each sign and get them thoroughly covered to protect them. The next project is moving over to my shed, where we are going to be painting this bright white door and making it look more cottagey. And have a close-up of the door. This is a rather wide door. It came with my shed when I ordered it. I'm not exactly sure why it's so wide, but it's this big blob of white on the rest of my shed, and I just don't really care for it so much. I'm giving you a close-up around the edges. So I am planning to paint it, and this is going to be a multi-step process that I will share with you, and I think you'll be surprised at the color that I chose. I'm going to start this painting project with a special primer, and I will put a picture of it here on the screen so you can see exactly what I'm using. It is a type of primer that you can use on slick surfaces, and because this is a metal door, it really is quite slick. It has kind of a pebbly texture. So first we're going to do this primer coat, which is white, and I'm going to go ahead and let it dry for 2 hours before I put on my first coat of the new color for my door. This bonding primer that I'm using is really going to help my paint stick on these slick surfaces. And you might notice here that I have an aluminum metal edge around my door, and of course that makes it look more industrial. And since I'm going for a rustic cottage feel in my garden, I want to get that look just taken away. So I am putting this bonding primer on the aluminum metal, and of course that slick metal door, which I believe was made of aluminum as well. And this is going to help my new paint really adhere to the surfaces, and hopefully it will last for quite a long time, maybe years. For some of the detail work, by the way, I did go back with a very tiny brush to get in where I needed to. For example, around that little dragonfly hanger that you see above my windows, I was able to get in there very carefully and make sure everything was covered well. Let's move on for my surprise bright color. This is a Valspar paint, and the name of the paint is Capri. As you can see, it is a very bright and sort of in that vintage style, you might say. And I want to put up here a picture of this Valspar Duramax paint. It is a flat paint and it is made specifically for the exterior. And this is the first coat, of course, and you can see I cut in with my brushes first around the windows and everything, and now I've got a small roller that I'm finishing off this first coat with. Well, friends, here is a first look at my painting of my door. It sure is a bright color, don't you think? After I give my door a second coat, I will show you the final result. But first, in order to add a more old-fashioned cottage look, I am attaching these faux hinges. I got these on Amazon and they were not too expensive. There were some that were crazy expensive, so I looked for the best deal, and I could buy buy them one at a time. So I bought 3 for my hinges. I pre-drilled holes in the door first, and then I'm just screwing them in, and guys, it was simple as pie. Let's walk up and take a look at my finished project. And here we are. Here's my door with its bright blue color. We're just gonna go on down and look at this whole side of my shed. So guys, what do you think? Do you like the color? I think it adds that happy, colorful, vintage look. Well, friends, I hope you enjoyed my 2 garden projects today. I wanted to let you know that I will be doing in a week or 2, I'm not sure exactly the date, but I am completely going to be redoing the inside of my shed. It will be a super fun makeover, and I invite you to join me for that video. Let's take a look at the before and after. In the upper right hand corner there is my before with that bright white door, and of course here you can see my uh, bright blue door. And I hope you will comment down below and let me know, which one did you like the best? The white door or the blue door? I'll be really interested to hear your opinions. So be sure to comment. I love getting feedback from you all about how my videos are doing and what you like about them, or maybe what you'd like to see or what you don't like even. I'm okay with that. I love to get that feedback from my viewers. And guys, don't forget to subscribe, and I wish you a lovely, lovely weekend. Be restful with your family, and let's enjoy the summertime, right? Okay, bye for now.